educators, this is Alex Alder, and today I'm bringing you an article by Seung-go Paik and Lori A. Fulton. As we know, the debate of the correlation between technology and the classroom continues to rage on, and these two researchers attempt to take a more narrow approach as to the potential uses for technology in not just the classroom, but the scientific classroom. As we know, science takes very seriously the process of scientific inquiry, and this is especially relevant in the later stages of elementary education. So, they attempt to tackle the potential uses of technology in furthering the development of student understanding with scientific inquiry. In doing so, they have conducted a study in an attempt to see how tablets work when integrated with the student body in a given classroom. They do so by eliminating the need for paper-based note-taking, which has, of course, been the standard for many years, since we all know how long, and instead offer a piece of technology that holds multiple apps, including handwriting and drawing apps, audio recording apps, data tables, and cloud-based file sharing apps. And there's a multitude of uses for these. They've expressed uses for the handwriting and drawing apps with stylus. The audio recordings might make it easier for data to be recorded in a scientific scenario. And of course, what's most impressive about this attempt at integrating technology into the classroom is that these tablets are actually modeled after the professional pieces of technology used by professionals. Of course, they have to be, the applications themselves need to be simplified for elementary use, but nonetheless, there is something to be said for providing students with the same technologies that professionals would hold in the same field. Now the question is, how did the results fare? In this specific experiment, they went ahead and enlisted the help of a teacher with 3 years teaching experience as well as 3 other assistant teachers. 2 classrooms worked as the student testing body. Specifically, 10 students per classroom, 4th and 5th grade, balanced genders, 5 girls, 5 males in each classroom, and each would be exposed to the science classroom, a scientific subject, for a 6-month period, specifically 4 2-hour sessions with the use of these tablets. And again, that's handwriting and drawing, audio recording, data tables, and cloud-based file sharing apps. The question is, which one of these apps would be used most effectively, most efficiently, and most often by these students? At the end of this experiment, surveys would be administered to the student bodies on an individual, personal level, and of course, the teachers themselves would also receive interviews. Luckily, the researchers themselves were able to sit in on one of the classrooms and take notes there as well. The results came with some surprising turn of events here. Handwriting and drawing, of course, they actually showed extreme markups compared to paper-based note-taking. Specifically, the handwriting and drawing apps were used by 85% of the student body. That's all of the classrooms combined there. So 17 students total, and were considered in the student surveys to be the most useful, as they were already familiar with the technology to an extent. It wasn't difficult to learn, and it caught on very quickly. Whereas, and this was a surprise to the researchers themselves, the audio recording options were not very popular. Only 20% of the student body went ahead and used those in recording scientific data. Thus, in the results, you could see where they reached the conclusion that more research is necessary. But it is also worth noting that the implications that these positive results, that 85% of the students found a use for this technology and accepted it wholeheartedly, is excellent news in the argument that technology has a place in the classroom. In fact, just to read a quote by a teacher testimonial in one of the interviews, he states, "On their own, students would complete assignments even before the class began." And I mean, that's just amazing. So, who's to say technology should not be considered in the classroom when such good results have been provided? In the end, of course, more study will be needed, but right now, things are looking up.